What are the main goals of the buddy program?
So the main goals are to assist students who are at risk, to help them increase their confidence, teach them to manage stress, be motivated, respecting others, help teach them problem solving, and also to act responsibly.
Mm-hmm.
It also helps those students to develop relationships with someone outside of their family. Helps them to feel good and be better people because they love when their buddies come over.
Yeah. What qualities do you look for in a good mentor?
The biggest one is dependability and responsibility, because I have to be able to depend that they will be there when they say they're going to be there, and show up at least once a week to meet with their little buddy, because it's super disappointing to the little ones. They don't understand if the buddies don't come. They also need to show that they have good character, that they will teach them, those qualities of good character, kindness, caring for others, those types of qualities.
Mm-hmm. How do you match mentors with students?
So I work with Amy McClintock. She's a counselor at Inman,
mm-hmm.
and I tell her a little bit about the student, what I know about the student over here, and then she kind of pairs them up with someone that she thinks they'd be good with.
Yeah.
A lot of times the little ones if they're a little boy, they want a boy, or girl, they want a girl.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Do mentors receive any training or support?
We have a short meeting at the beginning of the year. They have to read through a contract and sign it, and have their parents sign it. This is actually something that I was just visiting with Mr. Parent about this and wanting to do, is to schedule more meetings next year so we can meet and touch base and kind of share with each other how our buddies, how the meetings are going, what are some things we need to focus on. So that's going to be like a Friday seminar meeting, and maybe a couple workshops before it starts.
Mm-hmm. See, we're on 5, right?
Yep.
Okay. How does the buddy program help students with their schoolwork or social skills?
Mentors can help them as far as can teach them things that maybe they'll learn better from them than they actually do their teachers at times. They can model social skills, so they're really going to look up to you guys and model what they see you do with others. Encourage them to have proper behavior and that kind of thing. Don't
mm-hmm.
laugh when they're being silly. I mean,
yeah,
you can laugh when they're being silly, but not inappropriate silly.
Yeah. Not to really brag or anything, but Saxton, he's my buddy, and he wasn't very well-mannered at the beginning of the year. But when I went, last week, Dr. Shalley told me that he's, really improved.
That's
and so did Miss
amazing.
Feiner. They were, both together, and they told me that he improved.
Is amazing. I'd love to hear that.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to have to bring him some, breakfast or something next time.
Yes, he would love that.
Mm-hmm. That kind of goes along with this next question, but can you share any success stories about how the program has helped someone?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. I haven't had time to meet with a lot of you guys, so I don't hear a lot of it, but I do hear from teachers how they light up when they see you guys. I know one of the buddies Brett couldn't come because he had a bunch of activities for a couple weeks, and his buddy's mom called me and wanted to check up on him because the buddy was saying he missed him and that kind of thing. So that shows that they have a bond with them.
Mm-hmm.
Another senior invited their little buddy, this is last year, to their grad party. I was able to take him, and I'm sure it was something he'll remember forever.
Yeah.
A lot of teachers have reported, like you said, students' behaviors have improved, as well as their attendance, because they don't want to miss in case you show up.
Mm-hmm. What challenges do mentors and mentees face, and how are they addressed?
That time thing is the biggest challenge. I know the younger kids don't have as much time, so they were trying to go during classes that they need to be in. So, because everybody loves going, but it's finding that time to have meetings and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There were a couple, I guess, last year with their little buddy, like they just didn't know how to control their behaviors because they wanted to
Yeah.
show off, and I think after time that kind of resolves itself too.
Yeah. Do mentors usually stay in the program for more than a year?
Yes, we've had it a couple years, but they usually come back and have the same students, so that's kind of cool too.
Yeah, and it like builds a connection with the buddy.
Because Saxton left for a while, right?
Yeah,
And then
he left like right before Christmas, and he didn't come back for like a month or two. So
Put
I had
back.
I had another buddy in between then, but then he moved.
Yeah.
So then I got put back with Saxton.
And sometimes that's part of the at-risk piece. Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of movement, and there's research that says that kids who, every time a student has to move to a different school, they lose 6 months of their learning. So if you think some of these kids have moved 4 and 5 times a year, it's
Yeah.
a lot.
How does being a mentor benefit the mentor's personality or personally or academically?
I think that relationship can be a long-lasting relationship. I really feel like it helps you feel good. I'm sure you felt really good when they told you what a difference you're making.
Yeah.
It builds confidence in the mentor as well as the mentee. I think it makes you a more compassionate person because you kind of see the other side of life. Like a lot of times when we grow up and we get everything we need and we have friends the same way, we don't really understand or see what it's like. And I think that kind of comes out of this too, that empathy piece, and realizing that our community has a lot of those challenges, a lot of kids like that.
Yeah. Last question. What advice would you give someone considering becoming a buddy or a mentor?
I would encourage them to do it for sure. And not to think that just because if they've had a behavior referral or something that they can't do it, because actually on the kids that have had a couple of referrals, it's actually improved their behavior here as well because they want to be that role model for those younger kids. It looks great on scholarships and awards, applications for college, all that stuff. Make sure you include it on there for you too when you go. It just, what else did I put here? Helps build character, and you're helping someone else. So that's why I do what I do, because I like to help people. So
yeah. Well, thank you for your time and answering my questions.
Yes.